Before we begin, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and slowly release it. Feel the weight of the world melt away until it's just you and this moment. So many people fear being alone, yet in solitude lies the secret the noise can never teach: peace. When you stop searching for happiness outside of you and begin to listen to the quiet voice within, you will discover something powerful: that you are never lonely, you are simply waiting to meet yourself. And in that meeting, true happiness begins, the beginning of stillness. Before we begin, take a deep breath. Inhale slowly through your nose. Exhale gently through your mouth. Feel your body soften with every breath you take. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let the tension melt from your neck and back. Allow your heartbeat to slow down and feel the rhythm of life gently moving within you. For a few moments, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, no one to impress, just you and this moment. The stillness you feel right now, this is where truth begins. It is not found in noise nor in movement. It lives in silence, because silence has always been your original state, the space you came from and the space you return to when everything fades. Most people fear silence. They fill their days with noise, music, conversation, scrolling, distraction, anything to escape being alone with their own thoughts. But the noise only hides what you truly need to face. When you stop running, when you allow yourself to just be, something sacred begins to happen. The chaos of the mind begins to settle, like dust floating back to the ground after a storm. And when the dust settles, you begin to see clearly again. You start to realize that peace was never gone. It was just buried under all the noise. It was always there, waiting for you to return. Being alone does not mean being abandoned. It means you are finally giving yourself the attention you once gave to everyone else. You are finally turning inward, toward the source of peace that never leaves you. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself standing at the top of a quiet mountain. The wind touches your face softly. The air is pure, untouched. Below you, the world continues its endless noise. But up here, there is only silence. And in that silence, there is power. That mountain is your mind when it becomes still, unmoved by the storms below, unaffected by the voices of others, strong, calm, peaceful. When you learn to return to this mountain, to your own stillness, you begin to find happiness not from what surrounds you, but from what flows within you. You realize that you don't need anyone to complete you. You only need presence, awareness, breath. So many people spend their lives chasing love, seeking attention, begging to be seen, because they've forgotten how to see themselves. They've forgotten that happiness is not something you find, it's something you remember. Right now, in this silence, you are not missing anything. You are not broken. You are whole, exactly as you are. This is where your journey begins, not by seeking, but by stopping, not by adding, but by letting go, because only in stillness can you finally learn to be happy alone. The truth about loneliness. When you say, "I feel lonely," pause for a moment and look deeper into those words, because what you truly mean is not, "I am alone," but rather, "I am disconnected." Disconnected from what? Not from people, not from the world, but from yourself. You see, true loneliness doesn't come from the absence of others. It comes from the absence of connection within. You can be surrounded by people, laughing, talking, even loved, and still feel an emptiness inside your heart. That emptiness is not about who is missing in your life. it is about what is missing inside you. The world often teaches us that we need someone to complete us, that love, friendship, or companionship will fix what we feel. But that is an illusion, because when you depend on others for happiness, you hand them the power to take it away. Real peace begins when you stop running from solitude and start making it your friend. Sit alone and you will meet the parts of yourself that you have neglected for years. You will meet your fears, your insecurities, your pain, but also your strength, your light, your truth. It is uncomfortable at first. Your mind will say, I don't want to be here. Your emotions will scream, I need someone to understand me. But stay through that discomfort, because beyond that pain lies a new kind of freedom, the freedom of self-acceptance. You will start to see that loneliness was never an enemy, it was a messenger. It came to show you where you've forgotten to love yourself. It came to teach you how to stand on your own 2 feet, without fear, without need. When you are alone, you begin to listen more deeply, to your breath, your heartbeat, your thoughts. You start to realize that your body and mind are constantly speaking to you, but the noise of the world has kept you from hearing them. In solitude, you learn to comfort yourself. You learn to become your own friend. You learn to be your own home. And in that space, a quiet happiness begins to grow. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's soft, peaceful, and steady, like the calm glow of a candle in a dark room. This is why the wisest souls in history spend time in silence, because silence connects you to the essence of life. It teaches you that love, peace, and happiness are not things to be found, they are states to be remembered. When you are connected to your essence, you no longer crave constant validation, you no longer chase temporary love, you no longer feel desperate for attention, because you've already found what you were looking for, inside. And here lies a powerful truth. You cannot be lonely when you are at peace with yourself, because when you truly meet your own soul, you realize you were never alone at all. The practice of solitude. Solitude is not something that happens by accident. It is something you practice, a discipline, a meditation, a sacred ritual. Every morning, before the world wakes up, sit in stillness. Don't rush to your phone. Don't fill your mind with other people's thoughts. Instead, give the first few minutes of your day to yourself. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Feel the air moving in and out. Let your breath guide you back to the present moment. There is no need to control anything. Just allow everything to be as it is. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. Your thoughts will race. Your body will want to move. Your mind will whisper, "This is boring. You should be doing something." But this is where the true practice begins, in resisting the temptation to escape. Solitude is not about isolation. It is about connection. Connection to the self, to the breath, to the now. When you can sit with yourself in silence without feeling restless, you begin to build inner strength. This strength is quiet but unshakable. It is the strength of a tree rooted deep in the earth. Storms may come, winds may blow, but the roots hold steady because they grow beneath the surface. In silence, in stillness, in solitude. Make solitude your daily training. Just as the body grows stronger through exercise, the mind grows peaceful through silence. 10 minutes of solitude every day is more powerful than hours of empty noise. Sit by a window, watch the morning light touch the earth. Feel the rhythm of your breath align with the rhythm of nature. That is meditation, not an escape from the world, but a return to it with clearer eyes. When you practice solitude, you begin to notice the simple miracles you once ignored. The sound of birds, the pattern of leaves in the wind, the scent of rain before it falls. You begin to feel grateful for the smallest things, because awareness brings appreciation, and appreciation brings peace. Soon you'll notice a change. You no longer wake up feeling anxious. You no longer crave constant conversation. You become comfortable in your own presence, and that comfort turns into joy. A calm joy that doesn't depend on anything or anyone. This is the gift of solitude. It gives you the ability to hear your intuition again. It helps you separate what is true from what is noise. It reminds you that happiness is not in doing more, but in being more, being aware, being present, being alive. So make solitude your daily companion. Walk alone sometimes, eat in silence, sit under the stars at night and simply breathe. Let the world fade away for a while and come home to yourself. Because when you learn to enjoy your own company, you realize that being alone was never the problem. Forgetting yourself was. And once you remember who you are in that stillness, you'll never fear solitude again. You'll crave it, because it is where your soul finally feels free. The transformation. When you learn to be happy alone, something within you shifts. It is subtle at first, like a quiet sunrise breaking through the fog, but slowly it changes everything. You begin to notice that you no longer cling to people the way you used to. You no longer beg for their attention or fear their absence, because now your peace does not depend on who stays or who leaves. Your peace lives inside you. It is steady, calm, and untouchable. This is the transformation that solitude brings, from dependence to freedom, from seeking love to becoming love itself. People often mistake strength for control, but true strength is surrender. It is the ability to stand alone, to let go without breaking, to walk away without losing yourself. When you find peace in your own company, you stop settling for half-hearted love. You stop chasing temporary validation. You stop trying to prove your worth to those who cannot see it. Because now you see it. You understand that not everyone is meant to walk your path. Some are meant to teach you lessons. Some are meant to awaken your awareness. And some are meant to leave, so you can find the strength that only solitude can give. The world teaches you to look outward, to seek approval, connection, belonging. But solitude teaches you to look inward, to find belonging within yourself. And once you find it, no rejection can shake you. No absence can destroy you. No silence can frighten you. You begin to carry yourself differently. Your energy becomes calmer, your presence stronger. You no longer react to every opinion. You no longer rush to explain yourself, because peace has become your new language. And that peace, it attracts. People will feel it before you speak. They will sense your calmness, your confidence, your centeredness. You become like still water, deep, clear, and powerful, and its quietness. This is the kind of energy that transforms not only you, but everyone who comes near you, because your silence speaks louder than their noise. Your stillness carries more weight than their chaos. The transformation is not about becoming distant or cold. It's about becoming balanced. It's about learning that love does not mean attachment, and presence does not mean dependence. You can love deeply and still stand alone. You can care sincerely and still have boundaries. You can be kind and still be firm in your peace. That is the mastery of solitude, not isolation, but awareness. Not indifference, but understanding. You begin to love from abundance, not from emptiness. You begin to give without fear because your well is full. When you reach this state, you no longer chase happiness, you radiate it. You no longer fear being alone, you honor it. You no longer need to be understood, you understand yourself. This is the transformation of solitude, the moment when being alone becomes your sanctuary, not your sentence. And once you reach this peace, you will never trade it again, not even for the loudest crowd or the sweetest love, because you have tasted something deeper, freedom within yourself, the wisdom of solitude. So, my dear friend, when the noise fades, when the laughter of others grows distant and you find yourself sitting in silence, do not mistake it for emptiness, because within that silence lies your greatest teacher. The world will tell you that happiness is found in company, that love is the key to wholeness, that you need someone to walk beside you to feel complete. But the wise know you were never missing a piece. You were only missing awareness. When you sit alone and your thoughts begin to rise like waves, do not run from them. Listen. There is wisdom in the whisper of your soul. It says, "You are enough. You always were." You see, solitude is not a punishment. It is preparation. It is where you remember your value before the world teaches you to forget it again. It is where your spirit sharpens, your intuition strengthens, and your heart learns to stand in its own light. When you become peaceful in solitude, you stop searching for happiness outside of yourself. You stop trying to fill your emptiness with people or possessions, because you finally understand. Happiness is not something you find, it is something you cultivate, breath by breath, moment by moment. Walk alone sometimes, not because you reject others, but because you wish to hear the soft language of your soul. Sit in silence under the moon. Feel the wind brush against your face, the earth beneath your feet, the heartbeat of life pulsing through you. This is connection. Deeper than any conversation, stronger than any touch. In solitude, you begin to love differently, not from need, but from fullness. You stop saying, "I need you to make me happy." Instead, you say, "I share my happiness with you." That is the difference between attachment and love. One drains you, the other expands you. And this is the wisdom of solitude. It transforms love from dependency into presence. It turns loneliness into power. It teaches you that being alone and being lonely are not the same thing. Loneliness is the absence of connection. Solitude is the presence of yourself. When you find joy in your own presence, you stop chasing things that disturb your peace. You stop fearing endings. You stop begging to be seen, because you finally see yourself clearly, deeply, completely. The wisest souls are not those who are surrounded by crowds, but those who can walk into silence and still feel at home there. They know that solitude is not isolation, it is communion, a sacred conversation between you and the universe. So the next time life feels quiet, do not rush to fill the silence. Sit with it. Breathe it in, because in that silence, you are meeting your truest self. The one who needs nothing to feel whole, the one who was never lost, only forgotten. And when you return from that silence, you will move differently. You will speak with calmness, love with depth, and live with peace. Because now you know, to be alone is not to be empty, but to be complete. To walk alone is not to be lost, but to be free. And this is the timeless wisdom of solitude.